Hey everyone, Prabir here with my 2021 science recap. Well, once again, it has certainly been a year. And a lot of the science stories that we shared were dominated by the news about the pandemic. However, there were a lot of other science milestones that happened this year that may have slipped off your radar. So I wanted to take a moment to share with you my top 5 science deep cuts. All right, number 5, COVID-19 and birth rates. Earlier this year, in March of 2021, scientists published their findings on birth rates from 2020, the year that we first encountered COVID-19 here in the United States. The initial thought was that as most people were in lockdown or quarantining, not really going out much, a lot of people thought that maybe this would lead to a baby boom because there was nowhere to go, nothing to do, and ample opportunities to spend time at home, baby making. However, in 2021, researchers looked at all the data about birth rates from 2020 and noticed that there was a decline in birth rates. An uncertain economic future and general instability led a lot of couples to delay their baby making. So in 2020, if you heard the phrase bun in the oven, there's a good chance it was about somebody's new baking habit and not about pregnancy. Number 4, coffee and the liver. Our liver filters everything we consume to make sure that the body doesn't store too much fat, sugar, or toxins. Wait a minute. Fats, sugars, and toxins? Well, that means most of the stuff that we consume could be potentially damaging to our liver. Like holiday cocktails, for example. Hey, speaking of holiday cocktails, the overconsumption of alcohol could be really damaging to our liver, potentially giving us liver cirrhosis, where it gets all scarred and damaged. In fact, liver disease has doubled in the past few decades, now impacting 1 in 4 Americans. However, this year, scientists had some good news for coffee drinkers. Researchers analyzed the data from 490,000 participants and found that folks who drank 2 cups of coffee had a 44% lower chance of liver disease. Okay, so before you go on an all-coffee diet to undo those years of partying, which some of us may have done more than others, there are a couple of things that you got to keep in mind. First of all, these are results for people who drink black coffee. Any additives like sugars and creamers and such undo the natural health benefits of black coffee. Also, this study isn't saying that coffee is repairing the liver. It's just suggesting that coffee or some of the phytochemicals within may potentially help fight liver disease. More research is needed before we know what's going on here, but hey, if you're not a coffee drinker, it's better latte than never. Number 3, let's talk about cloning. Cloning extinct species has not really been a thing because of the need for living DNA to work from. Over the years, scientists have cloned many species, ranging from frogs to water buffalo. But this year, a black-footed ferret named Elizabeth Ann joined the Cloned Animals Club. Her DNA was extracted from a preserved deceased ferret from 1988, the same year as the movie Big, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and the best Christmas movie ever, Die Hard. Anyway, this extracted DNA information was put in a living ferret's uterus, and once cellular reproduction did its thing, voila, we had Elizabeth Ann. Cloning provides humanity with the potential tool to address the many endangered species on Earth, but it also provides us with a very Jeff Goldblum-esque question. Just because we can do something, should we? Admittedly, I'm not good at impressions, but stay tuned as researchers explore the science and ethics behind cloning. Cloning. All right, number 2, Red Hot Chili Peppers solar cells. Everybody loves Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? Not the band, the food. But if you like both, good for you. Capsaicin is the active ingredient in chili peppers that gives that fiery, flavorful heat. It's also found in some ointments, it's good toxin-free insecticide, and has a plethora of other medical uses. But this year, scientists saw what could happen if you add capsaicin to solar panels. Brand new perovskite solar cells are more efficient at producing electricity than the photovoltaics we normally think about when we think about solar panels. But their long-term stability and price is a concern for more widespread use. However, this year, scientists noted that adding capsaicin to them made them more efficient and more stable. More research is needed to see why it's happening. Perhaps it's because of the electrons added onto the surface, but that's just a hypothesis for now. Anyway, chili pepper solar panels, pretty neat. There's just one place that they don't work that well, under the bridge. And number 1, Xenobots. This year, scientists observed the first ever instance of kinematic replication. Okay, we're all familiar with plants budding and animals doing the birds and bees thing. But in 2021, scientists observed for the first time ever living machines replicating themselves. I'm talking about Xenobots. Scientists constructed these living machines using cells from an African clawed frog, Xenopus laevius, hence Xenobots. Using algorithms, scientists were able to see which cellular constructions could be capable of kinematic replication. It's basically like seeing all the possibilities of evolution, but way faster. The algorithm suggested a Pac-Man shape. The scientists then constructed said Pac-Man shape. They then put these xenobots in a tray of random and scattered embryonic cells. The xenobots move around naturally using hair-like extensions called cilia. These xenobots started to gather all of the embryonic cells into circles. And once that happened, all of those cells start to communicate to one another and essentially become another xenobot. Circular shaped, not Pac-Man shaped. But wait, there's more. These newly gathered circular shaped xenobots started to move on their own and gather more stem cells, creating more xenobots. So why would anyone do this? The purpose is to work on non-toxic ways to administer medical assistance within our organs or to clean up toxins from large bodies of water, both requiring non-toxic and self-replicating units that serve a specific task. Obviously, much more research and many more ethical questions need to happen before this living technology can be put to use, but this is a huge science milestone, the first ever observation of living machines self-replicating. Kinematic replication. Those are just 5 of the many amazing science stories we covered all year round. You can actually go to smv.org/blog and catch up on everything that happened in 2021. And we can't wait to share all of the science news with you next year. But in the meantime, from all of us to all of you, have an excellent holiday and a happy new year. Yeah, same here. Hey, same here.